Who the heck am I? So you may be watching my videos, learning a ton, and wondering who is teaching me how to make all this money with my camera? Well, that's what today's video is all about. I'm going to introduce me to you, tell you a little bit more about myself. Now, I thought, how the heck am I going to do this in a 10-minute video? And to be fair, this is like the third time I've tried recording it, so I feel like I finally got it figured out, and I'm going to sum up me in the next 10 minutes. Hello, my name is Mike Lloyd, and yes, I've been a professional photographer since 2010, teaching since 2012, and I love photography, I love art. That is just one part of my life, and I want to share some other things about myself with you. You may pick up Easter eggs in my other videos now that you've seen this, realizing how much of my personality I inject into everything I do. And it's one of those things that I really encourage you to do as a photographer, because there are lots of people with cameras, but there's only one of you, and your clients are going to connect with what makes you unique, what makes you special. And you're thinking, but I'm not special and I'm not unique. Well, wrong, you totally are. Even if you think your activities are boring, you're like, well, I love reading instruction manuals. There are going to be people out there who also love reading instruction manuals who think they're alone, but then suddenly this photographer on Instagram or TikTok or whatever is sharing about how much they love reading instruction manuals, and you've just got a client for life. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's totally true. So this video isn't an attempt to bond with everybody, but I want to show you the different things, different sides of myself that I do love to share with everybody, because I am a bit of a public figure. I've been recognized in public and asked for selfies and autographs and things. And while that's really cool, I also want to maintain some things just for myself. So these are the things that I love sharing about myself, and they really are the biggest parts of me. So I love Halloween. I love all things spooky, and this video happens to be coming out on Halloween. So happy Halloween, everybody. My clients come over and, because I operate out of a home studio, and they're always like, oh, you must really like Halloween if you're decorating this early. Mind you, it's like March. And I'm like, nope, that's just my house. I keep my decorations out year round. My best friend, Kelsey, and I, we will go on adventures and dress up as spooky things. Here's some examples. We also love to dress as pirates. And people are always like, oh, what's the occasion? We're like, it's just us. We just like to do things like this. But I love all things spooky. I've always loved horror movies. I've always loved monsters and ghosts and everything like that. It's been a huge part of me. So keeping my house like that is one way that makes me happy. And I'm always dressed like I'm about to play in a Nine Inch Nails show. And I love that as well, because it's me. It makes me comfortable, and I'm going to stand out from any room I go into. It's not why I do it, but I'm okay with it. Not everyone's on board. Some people think it's weird. That's cool. You do you, man. Another big thing that I've really just dove headfirst into this year is disc golf. Disc golf has been around since the 1970s, but I didn't really get into it until April of 2022, which is the year I'm recording this video. I bought my first discs fall of 2021 when some buddies invited me to go out, have a six-pack and walk around the course and fling discs, and I had no idea what I was doing, but it was fun to go hang out with the boys, But then in April, I played a championship-level course in Santa Cruz, California, called De La Vega. It's the 13th ranked course in the world, and it just totally changed my perspective on the sport, because my brain is very analytical. When I see things, I want to break them down into their components, figure out how to optimize it, and then conquer everything. I'm also very competitive. This was an excellent example for me to use my brain to figure out the mechanics, to learn the strategy, to develop the skills to then conquer in this game. And one of the goals I've set for myself is to compete in the Amateurs Masters Cup in 2023, which is held at that course in Santa Cruz. And the reason that one specifically is my goal is because one unique thing about that course, whoever wins the amateur tournament gets to compete with the top-ranked players in the pro level. Like, you're on their card, you're in their group moving through the course. So I would get to hang out with the absolute best players in the world if I could win this amateur tournament. And that, to me, yeah, that's what I want. I want to be the best, or I don't want to do a thing, generally. So I have been all in. I got a practice net in my backyard, practice putting. And then here's me actually sinking a circle 2 putt, which I won't bore you with the details if you don't know what that means, at De La Viaga in Santa Cruz. So what I love about disc golf really is, yes, it's a challenge, it's a physical activity, but it's social also, because I work from home and I'm generally by myself. Yes, I'll have clients here, but that's a small percentage of my week compared to what I actually do as a photographer. All the office work, everything else, I'm generally by myself. So it's a way to get out and just be around other people doing a fun activity. And yes, it's being active, so I enjoy working out also, but this is a great way to just be outdoors, get moving, and stay healthy. Number 3, not that I really gave a list on this one, this is probably the biggest thing. I love Mexican food, and it should be no surprise to anybody because you've probably heard me talk about tacos or burritos at some point in my videos. I love it. Since I was a wee lad, I would ride my skateboard down the street to my favorite taqueria. That's been like my second home. Before I go on any vacation, I always go and eat a burrito there. And as soon as I get home, that's my first stop. I go and I get a burrito. And it just, to me, that is home. They're Al Pastor burritos. And like, these are the happy things for me. You know, again, all things spooky. I love the mental challenge of disc golf. Rock climbing did that for me also, but not quite the same. And Mexican food. Like, I love tacos. I cook them all the time. It's my favorite thing. I've made them with, you know, the standard like chicken, beef, pork. I've done all kinds of fish tacos. Like, I've gone fishing, caught the fish, come back and made tacos. Halibut ones were insanely good, especially with fresh caught halibut, like from that morning. I've done them with elk and venison and goose and, did I already say duck? Did them with duck also. All kinds of different things. And I've done veggie versions too. I love tacos and burritos. They're my fave. It's like the key to my heart. So if you're ever wondering, like, what could I do to channel my inner Mike Lloyd? I would go get a burrito. And not like Chipotle, Baja Fresh. Like, go to the hole-in-the-wall place where they haven't replaced the furniture in 30 years and it's run by a family and most of them don't speak English, so it's a great opportunity to practice your Spanish, and go in and get some real authentic Mexican food, because to me, that is home. All right, so the last thing I want to share with you is my love for beverages. I am big into wine and whiskey. Whiskey is like my favorite thing to just sip on. You've probably seen me having a glass of whiskey in some of my videos. But with wine especially, again, I love to conquer everything that I do. Very competitive, even if it's competing with myself, which is usually the case. So I got introduced to wine working at a restaurant in 2004. Right out of high school, I got a restaurant gig. And they had a really cool wine program, and it was all these different grapes and regions and things that I had never heard of before. I mean, at like 18, like, how much am I really going to know about wine anyway? But it just totally opened my world because I've always loved food. And this was just another way to make the food experience better because there's science behind it. It's not just that a red pairs with meat because, like, they're the same color, but I won't bore you with the science, but like tannin and meat proteins or acidity and fat, like there's science behind all of it. And also, it just tastes good. I enjoy the flavor. And I think, you know what? If you like a $6 bottle more than you like a $60 bottle, you win. You're cool. I don't think that you need to spend money to enjoy wine. It's a social catalyst. It's a way to relax. It's a way to be with friends. That's what wine is to me. And I was lucky enough to get the opportunity in 2009 to help bottle wine at a winery in Bordeaux in France. It was super cool. I got the opportunity to go out there. We hoisted the barrels up into the rafters, used surgical tubing. We like siphoned off the wine. It ran down the hose. We filled all the bottles, and here I am putting corks in the bottles. So that was a really cool experience. I just love the wine world, which is why I go down to Paso Robles so often, because that's my place. So there you go. A little bit about me. I love spooky stuff, Mexican food, wine, and just crushing everyone in everything I do, especially in disc golf. I am very competitive, as I've mentioned many times, but I also I believe in lifting everybody up, supporting everyone, and just making sure everyone's having a good time. I'll only talk trash if you're doing it with me, and it's always very playful. Because again, we're all out there being cool, just hanging out, having a good time. I'd rather beat you with my numbers than with words. Makes me sound like an awful person, but I'm very motivated. I'm driven, if you haven't noticed this already, and it bleeds over into everything else in my life. So again, think about the things that are you, that make you special and unique. Even if you're like, yeah, but lots of people like wine, lots of people like Mexican food, ton of people play disc golf, and a lot of people like Halloween. Cool, but like that combination is me. And so that's what I share with everybody else. And then they get to connect with me as a human and not just as a business owner or a photographer. So I encourage you to do the same. If you love some of these things, amazing. Share it down in the comments. I would love to know how you celebrate Halloween or your favorite Mexican dish. Mine is chicken mole. Just whatever makes you happy. Let me know down in the comments. You are amazing. We'll see you inside.